the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Mr. Hopp is going to introduce, actually, I'm going to come up and introduce our newest member of the club.
Okay, we have two folks on the list this morning. First of all, our newest member and also our speaker today, Susan Moore. Welcome. And our returning guest, Mr. Paul Rouse. Welcome.
Thanks, Dan. Look forward to our presentation this morning, and thank you both for joining, coming back, and we welcome you back at any point in time. Christina's going to do our 50/50 drawing soon. Oh, Jim, there he is. Wow. Congratulations, Jim. Must be some controversy going on here. He was feeling lucky. Do we have any happy dollars this morning? Terry Connery. Let me come to you.
So I'm gonna get two happy dollars. My grandson stayed overnight, Saturday to Sunday, and everyone survived.
That's a happy guy.
I'm just a happy guy.
Chris.
So I'm combining my happy dollar with my announcement. I have a happy dollar for all those who made a contribution to this year's foundation collection. Thank you very much. If you still want to make a donation and haven't done so, if you have a check, I can take that today because it takes a while closer to the end of the Rotary year for things to be processed. If you want to make your donation online, just let me know so that I can see if you're still eligible, because we do have some funds remaining from club match. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, do you happen to know what's our total giving this year?
I know the annual fund is 10,000. I just ran that report, so I don't think that includes. I know that doesn't include all the other funds like Rotary or polio and the disaster relief. But it seems to me the annual fund's around 10,000, over 10,000.
I think everybody should give themselves a round of applause for getting to that big. And thank you, Chris, for holding that. Anybody else really happy about it? Hi.
This is not a happy dollar, it's a happy $5. This is a reminder of how important these programs through the foundation and everything are. Because I don't know if you noticed on Facebook, the last couple of months I've been missing a lot because I've had a lot of positions that I had to do around the world for Rotary. One of them was to be the aide to the gentleman who's the peace scholar and the co-person working with the person from Israel to open up our Istanbul Peace Center. And on Friday night, midnight, I was working on grants and I decided to go to bed. I went to turn off and there was a Facebook, and his brother, who is in Gaza, was killed that day. Okay, so he continues to work towards peace and how important these programs are. We don't think about it maybe every day of what Rotary is doing all over the world to make this world a better place. But that was very sad for me because we had many talks as I'm being his aide. We had many occasions to just sit and talk. And I said, you know, I wonder, would it be, I heard somewhere that maybe the government had decided, could it be a possibility of moving everyone so that you have some peace? And I said, You know, if my neighbor was shooting at me every morning or whatever, even if I liked them, I'd probably move. Okay, so we could consider that. He said, my father said, I would have to be the last person. He would have to be the last person out of Gaza before they would move. So everyone, it's a, you know, a hard situation. I hope the people involved in peace and in the peace centers and all the scholars that are working to make it, to find a solution to all these problems, that it works, but your money to the foundation is very well used to help the surrounding.
Thanks. Why don't you take it back? I'm gonna do this. So,
Yeah, to read it all yesterday. Took the first steps on science.
Wow.
Anybody? Elizabeth?
And about the invitation for the new incoming governor, Mary Brunstein. She's doing a little bit of something different for her ceremony than the dodgy dinner where you pay to go and listen to a lot of stuff. So she said, please join us on June 28th in Carlisle to install the new district governor, the governor-elect, and the governor nominee at the Cumberland County Historical Society. 40 museums, Carlisle Indian School exhibit at 3 p.m. The ceremony will be at 4 p.m. June 28th also happens to be the second day of Carlisle's annual summer fair. You are invited to start off your day in Carlisle with the craft show and the ticket campaigns from 9 to 3 p.m. or one of the other 7 activities for that day. In the afternoon, join us at the museum ceremony at 4. There will be light refreshments for attendees. Dress is casual and keeping with the summer fair vibe. Downtown Carlisle has a number of delicious restaurants within walking distance. If you'd like to finish your day by not cooking. So I think it's a little more family friendly, casual, but also a celebration for Rotary and a way for you to get out and network a little bit with people just outside of our club and meet some other folks in the district.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Other announcements? Diana? You want to come up here?
Coming here and week and then people surprise me, people participate. Thank you for those. We are at 16,250 out of our $20,000 goal, not including raffle and mulligan and things like that. So I'm very confident that we will get there. Just a list of our donors. Master sponsors WellSpan and AMC Corp. A sponsors James Craft and Son, York Tree Family, RKL, Wells Fargo Advisors, RGS Associates, Colin Wagner, CNN Bank. Eagle sponsors RBC Wealth, minutes September 7th, Great Meadow Farms. Birdie sponsors Bob and Friedel Elder. And Sandtop sponsors WNS Landscape, 1220 Business Solutions, John and Donna Schmidt,
Deeds Norman has 2, Manchester Hardware, Julie Wheeler and Scott Burford, County Commissioners. Progressive Leadership, Blair and Susan Ansell, Attorney Karen Comrie, Condor Media, Chiropractic Healthcare Center, and Engine Company. Right now, I think the biggest push is if you know anybody that wants to golf. We have a lot of people that just gave a donation that technically include golfers, so we could technically have like an in-kind where someone who wants to golf will get their money by selling mulligans and things like that. So I think we can kind of explain it that way. But right now, we do need golfers. We have about 60 to 65 golfers right now, so if we could get that number up to like 80, that would be great. We have 2 weeks.
Yes, it is coming up very, very quickly. It's amazing, that we're already in June. Which brings me to an announcement, state is starting in 3 weeks. June, hold on, Karen. State count will start on June the 16th, so it's actually the day before our golf count, which will be in 2 weeks. We will need some volunteers. If you are able to help, we're not totally sure on how much time, and hopefully we find this out within like the next week. But we need somebody to sit at the door, and when certain people need to get to class, we have to have somebody there to help escort them to the classrooms. So if you have a little bit of time in the morning between, I'm going to say between 9 and noon. Again, it doesn't have to be that full amount of time, but if you have a little bit of availability, we can use the volunteers. I'll shoot out an email once I have more details, just to ask if we can get volunteers to help out. But that'll be for between Monday to Thursday, the weeks of June 16th and June 23rd, and then again, Monday through Thursday, the weeks of June 30th and July the 7th, because we have 2 weeks, 2 sessions. So if you're able, just keep that in the back of mind. Again, I'll shoot out emails now. Anyone else, any other announcements to be made? If not, I'll ask you if Nate, are you going to introduce our speakers? Nate, move forward.
Morning, everybody. Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce my friend and our guest speaker this morning, Stu Mars. Stu is the Major Gifts and Community Engagement Manager for Easterseals, Western and Central Pennsylvania, having joined the organization in the fall of 2022. Prior to her work in the nonprofit sector, Stu spent the first 25 years of her professional life as a collegiate volleyball coach, first at Loyola University in Baltimore, and then for nearly 2 decades at York College. After transitioning out of athletics, Stu was eager to make a deeper impact in her local community. She began that journey at Community Progress Council and now continues it with Easterseals, an organization with more than 105 years of history empowering individuals with disabilities to live independently and fully participate in their communities. Stu remains actively involved in your community, volunteering Monday evenings at the downtown YMCA, where she coaches girls in the female volleyball club. She's also a proud member of the Uptown York Rotary Club and the Women's Networking. Stu and her husband Steve, whom she met at Juniata College, have been married for 34 years. They called York home in 1992, where they raised their 4 children, Nicholas, Luke, Jake, and Georgia, who are now spread across the country in Sacramento, Indianapolis, Philadelphia, and Raleigh. Today, Sue will share more about the mission and impact of Easterseals and the important work being done to support individuals with disabilities across our region. Please help me welcome Sue.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. You guys have a nice big group here, so ours is an evening murder, so this is a little early for me in the day. How many of you have heard of Easterseals? Oh, good. When I first took the job, I had a lot of people, telling me they'd either never heard of it or didn't know we were still around. So, Easterseals has been around for over 105 years. It was started in 1919, by a man named Edgar Allen in Ohio, who had a child, that had a severe accident and was, disabled because of it and later died. And he realized that there were really no, services for children that in their, terms back then had been crippled by either an accident or born that way. So we started the National Society for Crippled Children. And in 1934, they had their first fundraiser. They had become much larger, regional, and starting to be known across the country. And their first fundraiser was selling Easterseals to use on your Easter cards. And we still produce those Easterseals today. You have some on your table. If you don't have enough, let me know. I've got plenty. And in 1967, it became clear they needed to change the name of the organization. And so since they were so recognizable by these Easterseals fundraiser, then they took that name. The difficult part is that now, if you don't know that story, Easterseals, the word doesn't really say much about what we do. And we provide programs and services for people with disabilities, infancy through end of life. Our affiliate is the largest one in the state of Pennsylvania, and it has merged local chapters over the last 15 years. So there used to be a South Central chapter, a Central chapter, a Western chapter, and those have all merged together, which is why we are Western and Central PA. We serve individuals in 47 counties in Pennsylvania, and the services range based on what's needed in the community. And if you take a quick look at this sheet, you'll see that we have our main brick and mortar spaces that we serve from. So the Pittsburgh is where our headquarters is, and we have private schools and job training. If you, we have a contract with the PennDOT, so in our area, anybody who's taking their photograph at PennDOT is employed through us and has a disability. In Johnstown, there's a very large speech and hearing lab. We work with kids. We also do a lot of work with seniors, with hearing aids and veterans. State College, we have a all-inclusive child development center, which is really amazing. Any of the pictures that you see on here of little ones, those are from the State College Child Development Center. And that is about 50-50 with typically able kids and kids with disabilities. And we partner with the IU in that. And so the kids are in the classrooms by age, and anybody who needs some kind of a therapy or service is pulled out for that brief period and works with their IU instructor. So they are playing and learning together, and it's really a positive space. In Franklin, out in Western PA, we have residential homes for adults. And then here in York, our office, someone was asking about, it used to be near Botech, we used to have a child development center here. I'm not sure how long it's been closed, but I want to say 5+ years. But we have an office on Kingston Road, but our services are out in the community. We don't actually bring people to the office. So we provide camping and recreation opportunities for kids and adults. Our one that you'll see probably a lot of the pictures from is our Club Lily. And that is a residential camp offered year-round, almost monthly, for adults. And we are one of the very few organizations that continue to provide recreational opportunities in the community for adults with disabilities, particularly they age out at 21. So our residential camps are held at Camp Victory. It is up near Bloomsburg, so it's about 2.5 hours away. And it is a amazing campground. It's fully adaptive. We have ambulatory people there, people in chairs, walkers, any range in between, and they are able to work with those individuals. They have rock walls, they zip line, they have archery, there's a nature center, there's hiking paths, pools. So right now, this week is the 5-day residential camp that they offer at the summer camp. And I was there last year, and it's really amazing to be someone that maybe has been confined to their chair or their walker, and most days they are going to some sort of care center, and they have some activities, and they go here and they're able to be put into a special harness, and they zip line through the woods, or they're able to climb the rock wall. So it's very amazing to see, and they have a great time, and it's offered just about monthly for 1 weekend a month. So they have their friends that they see when they're at camp, and our program director has a meeting every weekend, and they've had karaoke, and they've done Star Wars themes, and anything you can think of that you may have enjoyed they're able to do. We also have day camps in Cumberland County in the summer for kids with disabilities, and they run week to week. And our community-based recreation prior to COVID was very vibrant, and we had to shut a lot of it down. And as you can imagine, this community that we work with, some of the latest Black people to want to be out around other people, because if you have a disability, your chances of having other medical issues are much higher. So we continued with our bowling programs, and we have a weekly bowling in York, one in Harrisburg, and one in Hanford, and that's open for kids and adults. And in a few minutes, I'll show you a video of them, and you can see the impact that those programs have. But we are getting ready to this fall, bring back a lot of the other community-based programs that we've had, like horseback riding. They did t-ball, they did golf, they had water skiing and water tubing. So I don't know that they're all going to come back, but it's very needed that the families and the participants are asking for it. So just like probably all of you in your work life, finding staff is the difficult portion of it. So if we can get enough staff and volunteers, we'll be able to bring a lot of it back. The other program that we run regularly is our camps for military families. So we do Project Beacon, which is offered twice a year, one in the spring and one in the fall. And it is open to kids from active, veteran, reserve, any branch, and it is free of charge for those families. And it's a residential camp, sometimes held at Camp Victory, but it's also held at different campgrounds based on who's attending, because those kids may or may not also have a disability. So those are offered twice a year, and then we contract with Pennsylvania National Guard. If you didn't know, we have one of the largest, if not the largest, National Guard group in the country. And so we contract with them and run about 6 camps throughout the summer based on different age groups for the National Guard. So one of the things that we look for in volunteers are people that maybe either already have worked with this community or have been in education, because we need a lot of businesses in order to volunteer for us. But we do have some other committee type work that if you're interested in, we are looking for board members from this area. When we did all of the mergers, it was very heavy based. Western PA makes up the majority of our board, and I feel very strongly that we need to be represented from this area as well. We have one York board member right now, so I'd like to get several. If you have anybody interested, the board meets 4 times a year virtually, and we also have an advisory committee here in York that meets 4 times a year as well. So, volunteering is a great way that you can support us if you are, in your regular 9 to 5 job and have a way of, inviting me to come in and give a presentation similar to this. I'm just trying to spread awareness in the community that we are still here. We're very much needed. As it says on the front of this little card, 1 in 4 individuals is living with a disability. And somehow, our thing, they may have unfortunately, when, someone has a disability, there's usually multiple. So, volunteering, like I said, those committees, if you're able to, bring me in to share the information at your job. And obviously, we also love mental health, so that we have 2 big events a year. There's a postcard on your table, which is a save the date for our Walk With Me. This is a national Easterseals, event that's held all across the country. All the affiliates have it. We have one in Pittsburgh and one in Summit County. Last year was the first one that we held in the York Harrisburg area, and it was at Lake Tobias, and it was a big success. We're looking forward to doing that again. And we also had the golf outing. Last year it was held late August, and we are moving it to the spring. So this summer, we won't actually have it moved to in 2026, and it will be at outdoor community. So, we're excited to move it there, and what I'd like to do is show you the recent video, and also shout out to Rebecca Hanlon and Howard Freedom for putting the video together. And this is our fourth goalie.
Yeah, bear with me 1 minute. We had trouble with the video sometimes.
And, she's-
You might just have to try to narrate through
Yep,
it. Or-
yep, there's family there too. So you can see the participants range anywhere from 5, 6, 7 years old up to, at the York one, I don't think we have anybody over 35. But in our other programs, we have, a couple guys in their 60s. So a lot of what I hear over and over again from the families, one is that they have kids that are typically able, that have after school programs, or they play on a sports team or whatever. So for all of their children to be able to have something to do on a weekly basis, they really look forward to this. Paul there and Jacob and Travis have been going together for 15 years. Our York program is on Wednesday evenings. It runs year round. They do 8 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and they just keep going year round. And so that is, Penny, who was speaking to Paul's mom, she said they leave every Wednesday to come up to the bowling alley. They stop, they get a soda. It's a ritual and it's expected, and they bowl their games. They're actually very good bowlers. And it's just, we want their lives to be as independent and as fulfilling as anybody would want. So, you have a social life, you have your peers, and that's what we want for anybody, regardless of what their ability is to do. So we are, fee for service for the majority of our programs. Like I said, the military camps are free of charge, and we get, some state funding that passes through federal and through the state. As you probably are aware, that could go away. The other fee for service, the camps, that we do, and the daycare center and all of that, we could not charge what it actually costs us to run the program, or it would be impossible. So when we're fundraising, it's to keep those programs affordable for the families, and also keeping them, plans for the future, so that if something goes awry with funding, that we can still have it. The National Guard that we contract with, again, that covers a lot of it, but depending on, the families that are involved that particular week, if they do need extra care, if they have family members that have disability, then obviously the cost goes up. So, it really is a combination of family pay, state and federal funding, and fundraising. We are, if you take the entire affiliate of all the programs, we are about $11 million.
Yearly intervention population.
We don't, we refer families all the time. So, because we don't have the childcare center here anymore, we'll get calls because of people either recognize our name or, if they find us on the county site, but we refer to, IU or any of the other organizations.
We no longer have any therapists.
Correct. I think we had some speech maybe years ago. So we, all in record. We are finishing up this spring. We have been providing interpreters, for the deaf and hard of hearing, but we will not be doing that third year. Yes.
Better or we need to do
Yes.
You know what that.
It stopped for COVID, and that is one of the programs that is being talked about to come back. So, there is a woman, Teresa, I'm not remembering her last name, she's actually part of the Northwood Rotary. She just retired from Margaret Malcolm, and, but she is not playing retired very long, she's coming to run a lot of these recreational programs. So, but that one is one that people ask about, and I'm hoping that we're able to bring that. And that, and Paul, who was one of the featured speakers on that, I see every time I see him, when he can do the water tubing again. So, if I can't bring it back, I can show you.
How many kids did you serve at work calls?
So out of York, we served, about 350. So some of those, the kids and adults, they can't work. Start to look at how many organizations in York County work with. Don't really overlap that much. And it sort of lets you know how many people need these services. So we, Autism York, and, there's a day center, Able, I think it's called. So our families, take services from lots of different organizations. Oh, one thing I did want to say that I was surprised that I did ask, because usually I keep saying I need to get out of five just to figure out what this all does, this little multi-tool pen. So it is a pen, and I did see somebody realize that it couldn't see your screen. But the little notch in it holds your phone. So if you wanted to watch a video or whatever, it props your phone. But I always get questions about.
Thank you very much for the presentation, in honor of your presentation. Let's go around the block. Nothing else for the good of our club, these meetings are wonderful. Is these are middle school teachers from Northeastern who have developed this program to make sure that middle school kids understand American history, government, so forth, so on. Calling it Mama Nick George sort of raises your curiosity. So that's next week's program again. That's Lydell is familiar with it. So I sit on the board of graduation. Taking me to kids from Northeastern. So they brought in for kids and they went and did the whole session. Recorded and from there, I snowballed. They did one show and I'm burning. We did some back room, secret rooms and I'm burning that the general public doesn't. But they've been invited to historical. Or the YouTube channel to talk about what you can get a quick overview of what you do there. Individuals who well, there you go. So, where will the meeting be held at? Well, character. All right. So, I'm feeling that will be a key part of what we're going to see. And we've had pretty good success with our things over there as well. So I think we'll be okay. Good. Good deal. Thanks for promoting next week's meeting, Bill and Michael. And just here too, we are in June, and next week really is kind of like my last meeting, because then we have our golf outing in 2 weeks, and then June the 24th is really my last meeting, and I'm going to transition everything here to a smiling Chris Paul. These are invitations to take over here at the podium. So at any rate, hopefully we get to see a nice crowd next week for a good presentation. It should be interesting. Hope that everybody has a great week. We'll see you next week.